Hello, viewers. Let us talk about winter rest and those orchids which need winter rest, and how do you actually identify, how do you know what signs to look out for when winter rest ends and your orchid is again ready for a new general care routine and a new year. So let us identify the things that you should look for to know that winter rest has finished, is over, and now you have to resume your care routine. In a previous video I have talked about winter rest and which orchids need winter rest. Generally, species orchids undergo winter rest. Few of the species orchids undergo winter rest. Few of them do not take any winter rest but reduce the growth of roots, of leaves, and so on. And winter orchids which take winter rest totally hibernate in winter. Once winter rest is over, all orchids will show specific signs, specific visual signs which are easily identifiable by any orchid grower, any observer, and those are new growths in terms of roots, in terms of new pseudobulbs, new canes, new leaves, and so on. You will see them very easily. For example, this cane, this is the Dendrobium aphyllum, very beautiful white and mauve colored blooms. They bloom in bunches. This cane, this soft cane wood, it is a soft cane orchid. It has already put out buds, as you can see. In every node you can see buds. Each node will produce 2 to 3 buds. It will eventually bloom, and it has already started giving out buds. So this is one particular sign. In case of other orchids like Vandaceous orchids, they will put out new healthy roots with new green tips. Green tip of any root means that it is currently growing, it is in a growing process, and if the root tip is green, you will know that winter rest is over for this kind of orchids and it has again started growing. Because temperatures have warmed up, the winter temperatures have gone, and the humidity has also increased, though it has not gone up to the level like full summer, but still humidity has risen, temperature has risen, and so these orchids have started growing again. Once you see new growths, this kind of new growths, the first thing that you should do is water them generously, because during winter rest one very important step that you should take is avoid watering these orchids unless you see very shriveling of the canes or the pseudo bulbs. You should not water them. If you want to water them in winter rest, during winter rest, just give it a sprinkle, not water of the no, do not pour water on this kind of orchids, because this step is very crucial to avoid watering the winter rest orchids during winter rest, because it will result in no bloom in the following spring. That is a very crucial step. So once you see new growth, water them generously. This is the time that you should again start watering the orchids, because all winter rest they have been devoid of water, they are very thirsty, and once new growth starts, new roots appear, new root tips starts growing, they will need water to produce the blooms. This is the time that they need heavy amount of water to produce the blooms, or otherwise there will be no blooms, because during winter the deficiency of water will urge them to produce the spike, and when spikes appear or when buds appear, they will need water, because they will need heavy amount of water to produce the blooms. So water them generously. This is the first step that you should do once winter rest is over for orchid species. Other orchid species also undergo winter rest, though it may not be visible, or it may not be knowledgeable to us, but yes, over the years of growing orchids I have understood that many other orchids which seem to be okay during winter rest, but they do take winter rest. They may not produce new blooms, new growths, but yes, that is a sign that they are undergoing winter rest, and once winter rest is over, they should be watered generously. This particular orchid, that is the Zygonosia murasaki komachi, also takes winter rest. I have come to know because this hadn't bloomed in my care. Once I bought her 3 to 4 years ago, it has not bloomed till now. But this year I have abstained from watering this orchid in the winter rest. I read a lot about it, and I came to know that this particular orchid also takes winter rest. Hence, I decided to avoid watering this orchid in the last winter rest period that started last year December, November. And so this year after this spring has come up, the temperatures have risen. I have watered it generously, and this particular orchid is a very water loving orchid. It likes to remain moist at all times. If you even if the medium doesn't dry up in between waterings, it is okay with it. And this is more on the hot grower side. It needs lots of water, lots of sunlight. I have also changed the position of this orchid. It was in a very 50% shade last year. This year I have brought it to a more brighter position. As you can see from the leaves are very light green, which shows that it is getting ample amount of sufficient amount of sunlight, which is a very good indicator. Just by looking at the leaves, you can say that the orchid is getting proper amount of sunlight. So I am hopeful that this orchid will bloom this year. This is a small separation. One pseudo bulb had separated out somehow, and I decided to pot it in a separate pot. And this has been growing 2 new kikis, and it's a healthy orchid. It has shown great signs of growth. This is a very tiny orchid. It will take a few more years to be mature and then bloom. And since I have learned about this orchid better, I have got more knowledge. Hopefully I'll grow this particular tiny kiki very better than the previous ones, though the previous ones are also okay with me, nicely growing. And I have kept the orchid watered every single day. I have watered it, I have soaked it in water, because this kind of orchids which need heavy amount of water are not okay if you just sprinkle water on them, on the leaves, or just pour some water which runs down through the pot. It needs proper soaking. So that is one particular step I have taken this year. So hopefully this video has given you some insight into how to identify that winter rest is over for your orchids, and what steps you should take. The most simplest thing and the most important thing that you should do after winter rest is over is water your orchids generously. So that is going to give a boost to the orchids, and they will bloom nicely. They will properly the buds will develop properly into blooms, into flowers, and it will put up a great nice show. So thank you for watching this video. Give it a like, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.